Shema Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Gone, Echad Gone. Shema Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Gone, Echad Gone. Shemai, Shemai, Shemai Israel. Shemai, Shemai Israel. Shemai Israel. Yahweh Eloheinu. Yahweh Gone. V'yahota Gone. Yahweh V'yoriko Gone. Beko Lehota Ubeko Nedeska Ubeko Israel Shemai, Shemai Israel. Shemai Israel. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. So, before I get into the reading, let's do some stuff beforehand. Talk about some stuff beforehand. So, what I sing, Shema Israel, is just for those that are new, if any are new, is Heidabarim 6:4 or Deuteronomy 6:4. I'm gonna read it real quick. Hear, O Israel. Hear means don't not just hear. It means like obey, like do what I'm saying, like listen to what I'm telling you to do and do it. O Israel, Yahweh is your Elohim. Yahweh is Echad. And then there's more to it, but that's. I mean, there's more to it clearly, but just so you know. We're on 30, so we are in Bereshit 37. So before I get into that, also by this time, you will have seen that I how do you say? Health Without Wealth is back. By the time this is uploaded, Health Without Wealth will be back. So you will have seen that if you had looked before, it will be up there. In fact, once I'm done with this, I meant to put it up before I actually started. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. That will be back. I'm gonna start doing Health Without Wealth again. I gotta rewatch them to see what I covered and whatnot. Yeah. I thought there was something else I wanted to say too. I don't really remember. Before I get to read, I want to say one thing specifically. I should do. We in this society, we have gotten used to secrets. Now, having not secrets, being secretive. Now, I'm not really 100% sure if that's the best way to explain it, but I'm gonna elaborate. I am not a secretive person. I'm not. I really have never really ever been. So that's why a lot of people sometimes will think people have thought on both sides of the spectrum that I was either going to be just because of how I act. They either thought that I was gonna be a loudmouth, or I was gonna shit, or let me put on cap. They thought I was gonna either be a loudmouth, or I was actually going to be secretive, whatever. I'm neither. The thing is this: there's no reason to not say what you like. Well, once you're following Torah, once you're actually in Torah, you're following Torah, and you're being obedient. There's no reason to hold your tongue about pretty much anything that is necessary. Now with that being said, that does not necessarily mean that you should tell everyone everything, because why the fuck would you? Everything isn't everybody's fucking business. It's weird. You know what I'm saying, like, I'm not gonna tell you how many times I fucking wipe my ass when I go take a shit, right? That'd be fucking weird, right? Okay, so it's like that. There's no reason to hide things. There's no reason. There shouldn't be any reason to hide things. For you know what I mean, certain many things. But there are also things that you don't need to be telling people. So for the new people, if I don't know if you even look my nigga, because I know somebody got a little pissy because I said something like, calm your shit. I'm gonna if I move to do it, or if I want to do it and Yahweh doesn't tell me not to, I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want to, and that's completely period. No one's ever going to be able to change that. I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want to. If Yahweh does not stop me, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want. Okay, we're not gonna be out here trying to change the world while being like secretive and shit. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Everyone has been trying to change the world by doing things in the dark and being secret, and it never fucking works. All right. I know some people got their head really, really fucking. Everyone always got their head. Not everybody, but mad people always get their head. They're like having a big fucking swollen head, ego, whatever, is something that's very, very it's a pattern in the society. So like, pop that shit and get it small. Whoever, like, straight up. Okay, like. So I'm gonna say what the fuck I want. My channel. I wasn't like a mastermind. I was like hiding my shit from like the world or whatever. I hid it because of my own personal shit with my family. Okay, I was hiding my shit because of my own personal shit with my fucking family. If anyone else watching, if you see like, oh yeah, he was just a mastermind, or he was doing whatever, because I've heard mastermind. It's really fucking stupid. I'm not. Straight up, like. Take your head, shrink it. You aren't that important. No one's that important, okay? This is about Yahweh and Yahweh alone. No one's that important, okay? Okay? So what I did with my shit was because of my personal issues with my family. Okay? Okay. So I'm gonna keep saying whatever the fuck I want to. So if you are watching, my dude, calm your shit. And mind you, anyway, let me mind. All right, so we're on 37. 37. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I don't know. It might be as long as the last one. I don't fucking know. Another thing. I'm not gonna have this. Where is it? I'm not gonna have the thing here again because where the fuck would I put it? Right? I'm not gonna have. I usually have the thing here. I'm not putting it there again because I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it. The computer shit is just being really fucking annoying. All right, 37. Now, Jacob lived in the land where his father had sojourned, in the land of Canaan. Jacob. These are the records of the generations, or whatever. Jacob. Joseph was 17 years of age. Oh, sorry. Joseph, when 17 years of age, was pasturing the flock with his brothers while he was still a youth, along with the sons of Bilhah, the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. All right. And Joseph brought back a bad report about them to his father. Now, I gotta just put it out real quick. Normally, they're not saying normally. If I was in this position, like, I understand. This would have I can see why this would have pissed someone off if their brother came and then went back came to help. You know, like if I was like if I was the older brother and like my brother came, my younger brother came, so that we weren't doing something, and they went and told my dad. Like, I can see why that would make me mad, right? It might make me mad, but it doesn't say exactly. I just want to put it out there. It doesn't say exactly what he told what he told on them about. It doesn't say what they were doing. Okay, so I just want to put that out there because like snitching on people is not really something that we really like do, but like if it's important, I mean it's all snitch to your father, but like if it's that bad, like legit, if I have kids and then like one of my kids like snitches on one of my other kids about something that's really not that serious, they're both in trouble. They're both. If it's not that serious, they're both in trouble, straight up. But if it's something massive, then yeah, you should absolutely tell your father because your father is supposed to be the one that is sustaining and making sure that the house runs correctly. So it's not necessarily snitching. It depends on what it was, but it's not necessarily snitching. But it doesn't necessarily say that here. It doesn't specify what he said. So like, I just want to leave that where it's at. 37:3. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all of his sons because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a varicolored tunic. Stop again. Israel, because you're gonna see that it refers to Israel and it says Jacob. Jacob's name. If we were to like modernize it, and mind you, modernizing it is just a fucking retard thing to do. But literally all of humanity is retarded right now. By literal definitions, we are retarded. Okay, like niggas think that all this shit came out of nowhere. We have retards literally just like building rockets and then shooting up into the sky for no reason. It's fucking retarded. So we are retarded. So if you want to modernize it or kind of like make it make sense for our retarded brain, literally retarded brain, um, his name would be Jacob Israel, if you will. You see what I'm saying? So Israel refers to his whole household. So when it says now Israel loved Joseph more than all of his sons, it meant the whole house of Israel. It didn't mean just Jacob. I mean everyone, all his the like. I mean it may not have been necessarily the wives, but like you know because their mothers probably gonna care about their kids more. But like the women that they took because remember they killed all those rapists. So they had women and they had children. So everyone, so all of them, so all those people that were now with them, they cared about, they cared for Joseph more, because he was a kid of their old age, and also they all saw him, they all got to see him grow up until 17. You know what I mean? So they all, you know, whatever. So you're gonna see there's a difference when they talk about Jacob. It's specifically talking about Jacob. When it's talking about Israel, even if they are talking about Jacob, I'll explain more later. But I'll explain when we get to that. But even if they are talking to Jacob, if it says Israel, the reason that that they say Israel is because it affected everyone in Israel, and I'll explain why later. Okay. 4. 3 again. So Israel loved Joseph more than all of his sons because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a very colored tunic. Now, who made him? Someone in Israel. I don't know if it was Jacob himself, but it was probably someone. I don't know if he did it. I mean, that'd take a lot of time for him to do it. So it's probably someone in Israel, but not him specifically. 4. His brothers saw that their father loved him more than all of his brothers. So his father probably did, because I mean, I'm sure he commissioned the tunic. And so they hated him, and he could not speak to him on friendly terms. So they were hating on him, but again, like he kind of snitched on them, but like again, we don't know what the situation was, so you at least understand why they felt the way they did. Then Joseph had a dream, and when he told it to his brothers, they hated him even more. 6. He said to them, "Please listen to this dream which I had." Like, oh, that's some cool shit, guys. Oh shit, I forgot. Okay, it's fine. Please listen to the dream I had. 7. For he knew. We were binding sheaves in the field. Sheaves, like, sheaves in the, if you're hopefully you're reading with me, so you can know. We were binding sheaves in the field, not sheeps. And Hine, my sheaf, rose up and stood erect. And Hine, your sheaves gathered around and bound down to my sheaf. 8. Then his brother said to him, then his Akim said to him, "Are you actually going to reign over us? Are you are you really going to rule over us? They were pissed. Like, it wasn't like, are you really going to do that? They're like, nigga, who the fuck you think you is? They were mad. Okay? They weren't happy about that. So they hated him even more for his dreams and his words. 9. Now, he had still another dream and related it to his brothers and said, he did. I have had still another dream, and he did. The sun and the moon and the 11 stars were bowing down to me. He related it to his fathers and to his brothers. And his father rebuked him and said to him, before I go into that, real quick, I want to go back to 9. Because I just actually realized something. Now he has still another dream and related to his brothers and said, lo, I have had still another dream. And Hine, the sun and the moon represented his father and his mother, Jacob and, who was his father, Raquel? I believe it was Raquel. I'm pretty sure it was Raquel. The sun and the moon and the 11 stars were bowing down to me. At this point, there were mother and father. There was Jacob, his 4 wives, right, and all of his wives pretty much represented just the moon. They all represent just one moon. But it says there are 11 stars. At this point, there were only 11 suns. So you think about it, like, wait a minute, there were only 11 suns at this point. How are they all bowing down? How could, if there were only 11 suns, that means one of them has to be out, Yosef. So that'd be only 10 people will be bowing down to him, right? Benjamin has not been born yet. So this is an interesting little tidbit. So there are 12 sons, but Benjamin is not born yet. So it's very just interesting. Like, oh, that's okay. Like, oh shit. Like he that was prophesied before. Interesting. So he related. So 10. He related it to his father and to his brothers, and his father rebuked him. Okay, so let me finish. Let me finish that passage, and I'll explain it a little better. Oh no, we'll finish it. Rebuked him. And what is this dream that you have had? Shall I and your mother and your brothers actually come to bow ourselves down before you to the ground? All right, so I have to do this because all these fucking niggers in their churches, they always like, I rebuke the name, all that retard shit, right? Rebuking someone. The word is God, right? Now, this is what rebuking is. Okay, it is grounding. Okay, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's pretty much. I think it's the best way, good way to do it. It's pretty much taking the experience that you see in your head, that you're feeling in your head, and bringing it back down to earth. It's kind of like saying like you're thinking something fucking stupid right now. So, if we were to say what Jacob said in modern tongue, what he said was, boy, boy. What is this bullshit you're dreaming all of a sudden? Like, what? You think that me, your mother, your brother's gonna bow down to you? Is that what you think? That's what he did. He wasn't, okay, it wasn't, when you rebuke someone, you're being like, yo, snap out of it. What the fuck's wrong with you? That's what rebuking someone's like. You're like, you stupid? Like, are you stupid? Like, if they're completely, not even, you can rebuke someone if they're not, like, rebuking someone is not necessarily a good thing. You can rebuke someone and be wrong to do it. But, and I wouldn't say he was necessarily wrong here. He didn't know. But he rebuked him because it's like, because, like, that's his father. His father was like, I'm sustaining your life. You just said I'm going to bow down to you? So he's like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, he's like, are you serious? Like, is that what you think? So it wasn't like, I rebuke you in the name of the government, whatever dumb shit. It wasn't that dumb shit. Okay? He was pissed. He was like, are you serious? But he wasn't pissed to the point where he, like, completely let it leave his head. Because 11, his brothers were jealous of him, but his father kept the saying. He kept it in mind. He was like, he was still mad because, but he knew, like, if you're an Israelite and you're raising your you have your family, whatever. If you're following Torah, your family should know, like, you don't cross your father because your father can literally kill you, and no one can really stop him. All right, like if you cross your father, like, okay, for instance. Like it says, one of the commandments is that, like, if a kid hits their parents, they're supposed to be killed. Yeah, even in your adulthood, like me, if I were to, I mean, if I were to hit my parent, well, yeah, if I'm not gonna use me right now. If an adult if an adult person hits their parents, even if they're justified, they're supposed to die. Yeah, it doesn't matter. If you came from that person, you hit them. Like if you accidentally whatever, you just kind of like get there. But if you like actually try to hurt them like that, like even if that parent has done something that has warranted death, you cannot hit your parent. You can't. If you do, you're supposed to fucking die. I don't care what age you are. If you tap them, fine. If you kind of whatever. If you're wrestling with them, okay. But if you actually hit them with intent to hurt them, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're fucking dead. You're dead. So with that being in mind, and that's also with like, and also like that also, so that's for the kids, and then for women, the thing is this, like, as a woman, if you're an Israelite man and you're following the law, women should never have any reason to want to hit you ever. No good reason. Okay, it's in the law that men have to love their wives, and loving them does not mean there's wanting to fuck them. That loving them is actually actively showing that you care about them, making sure that their well-being is at the highest that you can possibly make it. Okay, you have to make sure that no matter what, it don't matter how you fucking feel that day. You need to make sure that she's fed. You need to make sure that her emotions are good. You need to make sure that she's clean, clothed, and you need to make sure that she doesn't feel like she does something bad. Like, yeah, you need to handle it, but like, you need to take care of her. So in that instance again, if a woman were to hit her husband in that sense, like, he can't kill her, but he can beat the shit out of her. Like, and the thing, and again, like, mind you, like, if she starts it, like, yeah, of course, like, yeah, don't like me. I'll tell you right now, like, if you hit me, I'm beating the shit out of you. Like, I know I'm not gonna do anything wrong. If you can't point to me doing something wrong in this book, and you hit me, I'm beating the shit out of you. Period. That's 100%. If you can't point to me doing something wrong in this book specifically, and you put your hands on me, I'm beating the shit out of you. So with that fact, and that's the only thing that makes sense. Period. If you think otherwise, you're a fucking retard. So with that being said, this boy, 17 years old, saying that to his father, knowing that he holds life and death of the whole entire house in his hands. He went pretty far to say that shit. He's like, you know what I mean? Like, his father could have been like, get the fuck up. He could have beat the shit out of him. And he couldn't have done it. No one could have done anything about it. Like, yeah, he's probably, I don't know how old he is, but he's older. He's like 80s, maybe 90s, maybe 60s, 70s, whatever. He's older, he's much older, but like when you see an 80-year-old now, they're all like, you know, maybe not all the time, but most of the time they're pretty decrepit. We don't do that. We're not supposed, aging is not normal. Like, in the sense of being of decline. If you get gray hair, fine. But like, you're supposed to be able to reach 100 years old and have all of your strength. You're not supposed to have any fucking wrinkles. You're not supposed to nothing. The only thing that's supposed to change is that I'm aware of is you're supposed to gray hair. You're supposed to get gray hair. That's it. Besides that, you are not supposed to age. Okay, and hallelujah, we can go backwards in aging, which is awesome. It's taking about long. Well, anyway, 12. Then his brothers went to pasture their father's flock in Shechem. Israel said to Joseph, and again, this is Israel. It wasn't directly his father. Joseph was probably just wandering around the camp, and then Israel said to Joseph, "Are not your brothers pasturing the flock in Shechem? Come, and I will send you to them." And he said, "I will go." So it was, again, it didn't matter who it was. It was just someone in the house was like, "Wow, you know your brother's over in Shechem, right?" He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "Yeah, I'll show you exactly where they went." It wasn't necessarily his father. It probably wasn't Jacob. Honestly, it probably wasn't. 14. Then he said to him, "Go now and see about the welfare of your brothers and welfare of the flock, and bring word back to me." So it wasn't, again, necessarily his father. It was just go check up on your brothers and tell everybody. And if he does go tell his father, everyone's gonna know what's going on, because those are the princes of the house. So he sent him from the valley of Hebron, and he came to Shechem. 15. A man found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field, and the man asked him, "What are you looking for?" Because remember, like, they're rich, they're crazy rich, and he's a prince. So like, it's not like, and mind you, like, if you're a prince, you're not like, people aren't gonna come up to you. Our kings and princes and shit are like, they're not like pieces of shit. They're not like stuck up fucking retards. Like, people walk, like our princes and kings are supposed to just be able to walk around our people regularly, and then like people are supposed to just come up to them like, hey, what's up, like talk to them regularly. Whereas like I can get into, I'm not gonna point anybody out like that not because it's not about them, but like other nations when they have kings and such, they're kings and shit. They just stay in their fucking palaces for the most part, or they have their little like elite circle. Our kings, our princes, there's no such thing as elite nothing. Okay, like that it's like I can outrank you, but like it's not like if you looking down on someone is against the law. Okay, so if you're a king doing that, you're dead. Okay, okay. Well, looking down on someone for not having as much as you, I should say. If you're looking down on someone because they're a piece of shit, then yeah, I'll look down on you all day if you're a piece of shit. Like if not if you're doing shitty things, if you're actively okay with being a piece of shit, I'm looking down on you. Okay, I'm 100% like you're a piece of shit. So yeah. So when this man met him, like he knew who he was because he's a prince, but he wasn't like, it's Prince Joseph. He was just like, oh look, it's that prince guy. Hey, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? It was normal. 15. I'll go back to 15. Let's go from 15. 37, 15. A man found him, and behold, and he was wandering in the field, and the man asked him, what are you looking for? 16. He said, I am looking for my akim, for my brothers. Please tell me where they are pasturing. Like, you know where they are? And the man said, they have moved from here. He's like, oh yeah, they left. For I heard them say, let's go to Dotan. So Joseph went after his brothers and found them in Dotan. When they saw him from a distance and before he came close to them, they plotted against him to put him to death. I'm about to read again in how we would say it in our. Okay. 19. They said to one another, here comes this dreamer. Now how we would say it now is, here comes this dreaming ass nigga. That's exactly how we would say it now. Okay? And anybody hears it like, oh yeah, that definitely sounds like us. That sounds like us. Like, here comes this dreaming ass nigga again, you know. 20. Now then, come let us kill him and throw him into the pits, and we will say wild beasts devoured him. Then let us see what becomes of his dream. So we say, yo, let's murk this nigga, throw him in a motherfucking pit, take his shit, and then tell him that fucking there's some beast or something killed him. And then we'll see what happens to his motherfucking dreams. That's what he said. That's what they said. In modern. 21. But Reuben heard this and rescued him out of their hand and said, and not really rescued, what doesn't matter. You understand what that means. Let us not take his life. 22. Reuben further said to them, shed no blood. Throw him into this pit. Throw him into this pit that is in the wilderness, but not lay hands on him, that he might rescue him out of their hands to restore him to his father. So Reuben was like, because Reuben didn't want to fight all 9 of them. So and he didn't want to be ostracized either, because Reuben didn't like Joseph either, but he didn't want to kill the nigga. So he's like, I don't want to like side with him, but I want to fight all y'all. So I was like, all right, just throw him in the pit. How about that? Like, we don't gotta kill the motherfucker. Like, just like he's a boy, you know. 23. So it came about when Joseph reached his brothers that they stripped Joseph of his tunic and the very colored tunic that was on him, and they took him and threw him into the pit. Now the pit was empty without any water in it. It's pretty fucked up, but it's kind of anyway. 25. Then they sat down to eat a meal. It's kind of fucked up. It's kind of funny though. It's like they just threw the nigga in there and they was like, all right, like for real. Anyway, and as they raised their eyes and looked, behold, a caravan of Ishmaelites came from Gilead with their camels bearing aromatic gum and myrrh on their way to bring them down to Mizraim. Just a side note, kind of helps that off a little bit. Myrrh is very good for your teeth. Yeah. Yehuda, still not one of the best moments, but I mean, Yehuda kind of woke up. I'm Yehudin and I'm Benjamite. Okay, so Yehuda little kind of realized like, maybe this is really kind of stupid. Instead of killing him. Anyway. Well, he came up with a really good idea. Well, a better idea than murdering him. Anyway, but still not good. Yehuda's done a lot of. Yehuda said to his brothers, "What profit is it for us to kill our brother and cover up his blood?" 27. Come and let us sell him to the Ishmaelites and not lay our hands on him, for he is our brother, our own flesh. and his brother listened to him. Then some Midianite traders passed by. Let me stop right there real quick. So Ishmaelites. Ishmaelites, you gotta think about this. Ishmaelites is the house. Midianites were there is a relation there, but we're not gonna get into that. It's not that important. Ishmaelites is the house that were on the land. But okay, think about it like this. At this point in time, the house of Israel was in the land of Canaan. Okay, so we were foreigners to that society. Okay, what's now Israel, although there's a whole bunch of foreigners on our land right now, and they need to get the fuck off. But yeah, Edom's on part of our land too. We're gonna take that shit. But anyway, and a whole bunch of random. I'm pretty sure the Greeks. I don't know why the fuck they're there, and I'm not against. I'm not against anybody because of who you're from, but the Greeks that are over there, everybody that's over there on our shit, the Ishmaelites, or I think there might be, I don't even fucking know. There's a whole bunch of people on our fucking land, but again, I don't care where you're from. Get they're going to get off of our fucking land, but it's like that. It's kind of like it's like this. Better example. I'm not American by definition because for me to say I'm American, I'd have to say I'm a 3/5 of a person, which only the only way that would work is if like a nigger thought that was a possibility. So everybody that wrote the Declaration of Independence, they're all niggers. So I'm definitely not an American, but for all intents and purposes, just for this understanding, we'll say that I am. Okay, just for this, it's kind of like I'm an Israelite, but I'm under the tutelage. I don't know why I use that word of America. Okay, so if I'm if I'm like I'm dressed like how I dress, but like if I have like a group of people I'm fucking with, whatever, we go out to a bar, right, or something like that, they're all gonna be Americans, right? And though people will consider me an American too, but I'm an Israelite American. Does that make sense? Like again, I'm not, because that would mean that I'm 3/5 of a person, and that only like that nigger Washington George or some shit. Those niggers. They thought that weird 3/5 of a human. Like what is the 3/5 of a human? Like are you cutting off a couple arms or some shit? Like fucking retarded. Anyway, so that's what it is. So when it says the Midianites were it says they sold them to Midianites. The Midianites were with the Ishmaelites, so they were Ishmaelites. They were Midianites under Ishmaelites, among the Ishmaelites. Okay. 28. Then some Midianite traders passed by, so they pulled him up and lifted Joseph out of the pit, and sold him to the Ishmaelites for 20 shekels of silver. Thus they brought Joseph to Mizraim. Now you see what I'm saying? That's why I want to say that, because it said that they sold him to Midianites and it said it to Ishmaelites. They were Midianites. They were Midianites that were under the Ishmaelites. 29. Now, Reuben returned to the pit, and Joseph was not in the pit, so he tore his garments. He returned to his brothers and said, "The boy is not there. As for me, where am I to go?" I'm not really sure exactly what that means, but because when I tried to translate it, but I didn't take too much time because it wasn't as important right now. But I think that means, from what I've been able to gather from it, it was like, the boy's not there. As for me, it's like, where can I go to find him, or what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Like where is he? Yeah, but whatever. The meaning is not lost that much. So this is okay. 31. So they took Joseph's tunic and slaughtered a male goat and dipped the tunic in blood. And they sent the varicolored tunic and brought it to their father. And brought it to their father and said, "We found this. Please examine it to see whether it's your son's tunic or not." As if they didn't fucking know. Assholes. And mind you, Yehuda is one of them. Yeah, I'm calling him an asshole. Sorry, but I mean, what he did was an asshole thing. And what he's about to do in this next chapter is really stupid too. But anyway. 33. Then he examined it and said, it is my son's tunic. A wild beast has devoured him. Joseph has surely been torn to pieces. That's pretty fucked up too. Anyway. 34. So, Jacob tore his clothes and put sackcloth on his loins, and mourned his son for many days. Then all his sons and all his daughters arose to comfort him. Daughters, I'm not gonna get to that. But his daughter is not that he had Dinah as a daughter, but when they said daughter, it doesn't necessarily mean daughter that came from his balls. Like he didn't ejaculate those daughters. They didn't come from him. Those daughters were daughters of the house. because there were women that marked the house of that were of the house pretty much because those women are now under they're now subject to his rule. Okay, and they're not married to him and they're not having sex with him. So those women, all those women, no matter whether they're older than him or younger than him, it didn't matter. They were his daughters because his intentions and his rule affected them. So that's why they're daughters. That's why with Israel, that's why it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it doesn't matter what bloodline you're from at all. You can be a brother. You can be brothers, sisters, brothers, sisters, sons, and daughters of any lineage. It doesn't fucking matter. The only thing that matters, as far as that goes, is the person teaching it. The one person teaching it at the top that should know the most has to be, literally has to be this color with this hair. It has to be because it says it. It says it. You have to be the one person has to be whoever's at the top of it has to be like this. That's it. Because because the culture is inside of us. Okay, so yeah, if anyone has a problem with that, you're just a fucking nigger. Period. And burn whatever. Cause like, so it's some real shit. Like for the longest time, I'm gonna go on a side note real quick, because just for this whole racism thing, because a lot of people like, before I knew that this was my book, that these are my ancestors, and I thought that cream colored people pretty much invented everything and they did everything. I didn't have any animosity. Okay, I felt absolutely nothing. Actually, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Teach me shit. I didn't give even to this day, if someone's gonna teach me something, I don't give a fuck what color you are. Okay, so if anyone has a problem with this book that is completely true and can be proven left and right, if anyone has a problem with the person that has to teach it at the top, has to be this, has to have these features. If you have a problem with that, burn for eternity. You're worthless. You're a worthless human fucking being. And you're a nigger, too. So, 37:35. Then all his sons and all his daughters arose to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. And he says, surely I will go down to the grave. It says Sheol, but, and it is Sheol, but the Sheol is the fiery hot place and also grave. And mourning for my son. So his father wept for him. Meanwhile, the Midianites sold him in Mizraim to Potiphar, Pharaoh's officer, the captain of the bodyguard. That would have been a really cool place to stop, but it's not. We're not stopping there. 38. And it came about at that time that Yehuda departed from his brothers and visited a certain Adulamite, whose name was Hira. Yehuda saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite who was named Shua, and he took her and went into her. So she conceived and bore a son, and he named him Then she conceived again and bore a son and named him Onan. She bore still another son and named him Shelah. Not Selah, Shelah. And it was at Gezib that she bore him. 6. Now, Yehuda took a wife for his firstborn, and her name was Tamar. There's another Tamar also, and later on, it doesn't matter. Not right now. But there is another Tamar, I'll put that out there. But there's a lot of names get repeated because they're names. 7. But Yehuda's firstborn, was evil in the sight of Yahweh. So Yahweh murked him. 8. Then Yehuda said to Onan, go into your brother's wife and perform your duty as a brother-in-law to her, and raise up offspring for your brother. We'll get to this in a minute. 9. Onan knew that the offspring would not be his, so when he went into his brother's wife, he wasted his seed on the ground in order not to give offspring to his brother. But what he did was displeasing in the sight of Yahweh, so he murked him too. Now, I need to point out something here. Raising a child for us specifically in this day and age is not, I'll say it flat out, it's not enjoyable. It's not. And it's not the child's fault. And it's not your fault. It's our ancestors' fault. We're just dealing with it. Okay? If anyone says, oh yeah, I love raising my kid, you're a fucking liar. No one likes raising their kid because we're not supposed to right now. Normally, because we're in captivity. If we weren't in captivity, raising a kid is supposed to be the most fun thing. And again, you're not like you like if you hate your kid, then you're fucked up. Okay? You're fucked up if you hate your kid. But no one enjoys it right now. You're not supposed to enjoy it right now because that is one of the curses. I get that. That's way later on. That's one of the curses. You're not gonna. We will not be able to enjoy raising our children. Because we're not supposed to. But the thing is, like, you're supposed to. Once we get out of this fuckery, you're supposed to enjoy raising your kid. You gotta remember this thing. How things are supposed to be is you're supposed to be able to. I don't think I'm gonna get as far as I thought I was going to today. You're supposed to be able to. Your kid is a little you. If you don't have to worry about weird fuckers telling your kid weird sick shit and fucking their mind up. If you don't have to worry about sending your kids to indoctrination camps that they call school, if you don't have to worry about all these things, and you don't have to worry about money, you know what I mean? You don't have to worry about food or nothing like that, or your house. When you don't have to worry about that, of course you're gonna love raising your kid. You're gonna be able to be like, great. Guess what? I get to show this little niece a whole bunch of shit. So again, no one like I said, like if you don't like your kid, you're fucked up. But are you enjoying it? No, you're not. No one's enjoying it. No one's enjoying it. Don't even lie to yourself. No one's enjoying it. You're doing it because you damn well supposed to be, but no one's enjoying it because you're not because that's one of the curses. It's one of the curses. That's one of the curses. You're not supposed to enjoy it. Okay. So in this specific instance, it was extremely fucked up because he fucked his daughter. He fucked his and I'll say fuck. Not even had sex because he fucked her. He fucked his daughter's his brother's widow to give to so his brother's lineage can live on, but he ejaculated on the floor. So he just had the fun, and he would have enjoyed raising the kid, but he was being selfish. It was literally just being selfish. Okay, he would have completely enjoyed raising that child. Completely. He would have completely enjoyed raising that kid. Period. But he was like, oh, I don't want it was fucked up, my dead brother. He said, I don't want my dead brother I don't want my dead brother to have my seed to be for my dead brother. You know what I'm saying? So it's really fucked up what he did. So this is why he's like, oh, wow, you need to die, asshole. You see what I'm saying? Because there was no downside to it. In fact, no, I mean, it's not really, no. There was no downside to it. He might have saw it like that because he was fucked up. He was like, oh, the downside is that kid's not going to be mine. But, like, you're going to have fun raising him. And you can have other women. Like, you can still have another wife, like I said. So he was just being an asshole. So that's why Yahweh was like, oh, okay, well, you're dead. Like, you don't need to be alive at all. Like, good night. And that is something that we're supposed to do too. If whatever, we're not getting into that right now. And also, I mean, like I can't. It's not like I can't do that. But like me specifically in my position, I will never have the opportunity to do that. Not like this. Well, I don't know. I don't think I will. It doesn't fucking matter. It's up to Yahweh. It don't matter. I don't think I will. I highly doubt it. I'll say this. More than likely, I will not have that chance. More than likely. But I don't really fucking care, honestly. Whatever Yahweh says to do. But yeah, that is something we're supposed to do. So whatever. So yeah, that's why like you're dead. 11. Then Yehuda said to his daughter-in-law Tamar, "Remain a widow in your father's house until my son Shelah grows up, for he thought, I am afraid that he too may die like his brothers." So Tamar went and lived in his father's house. In her father's house, my bad. 12. Now, after a considerable time, Shua's daughter, the wife of Yehuda, died. And when the time of mourning was ended, Yehuda went up to his sheep shearers at Timnah, and he and his friend Hira, the Adulamites. 13. It was told to Tamar, "Behold, Hira, your father-in-law is going up to Timnah to shear his sheep." So she removed her widow's garments and covered herself with a veil, and wrapped herself, and sat in the gateway of Eniam, which is on the road to Timnah. For she saw that Shelah had grown up, and she had not been given to him as a wife. Another thing. This is really this supports the fact that like age after 20 years old, because I say 20 specifically because 20 is the age that a man can go to war. Yeah. So I say after 20 years old, and also if we all had Torah, honestly, if we were all following Torah, like a 20-year-old 20-year-old in Torah is gonna be way smarter. All right. So like me, like I'm 33 now. Like if like a 20 or if I met a woman that was 20 years old and she was like deep in Torah, it wouldn't be a thing where it's like, oh yeah, he's taking advantage of her. It would be like, oh yeah, I understand why age really after 20 years old, age really is nothing but a number. Like legit, because and also because since we're not supposed to age like that. You like if you're like 60, 70 years old, like you are supposed to still look young. You're supposed to. You are. Okay? Like you might be grayed, but you're supposed to look young. Again, like I'm 33. I don't look young. People think I look young. I look young in comparison to everyone else because I'm not gonna point it out, but niggers have been poisoning us. That's the only reason I look young. And mind you, all of us can can do this. I used to look very old. Okay, all of us can get to this point. All right, so, all right, so and that's another thing people don't get. Anyway, so yeah, so 38 to 15. Then Yehuda saw her, and he thought she was a harlot because remember she had a veil over her face, for she had covered her face. So he turned aside to her by the road and said, "Here now, let me come in to you." For he did not know that she was his daughter-in-law, for the daughter-in-law. And he lost his wife. He's done mourning. He's like, "I want to bang." And she said, "What will you give me that you may come into me?" He said, "Therefore, I will send you a young goat from the flock." That's pretty good fucking thing. Like, you got a goat for that shit? Okay. I mean, that's a whole entire life for that. And from the flock. Where is it at? I just lost it. My bus. Let's go back to 17. He said, "Therefore, I will send you a young goat from the flock." She said, "Moreover, will you give a pledge until you send it?" Pledge like a down payment, I guess you could say, or like a deposit. Pretty much, it's a deposit, like a deposit until you send that goat. He said, "What pledge shall I give you?" And she said, "Your seal, your cord, and your staff that is in your hand." So he gave them to her and went into her, and she conceived by him. Now I'm Yehudin. This was very fucking stupid, and it gets worse. He gave so for seal, like mind you, I'm gonna do this. I'm actually soon this year, hopefully, if y'all willing, I'm gonna do this year. The seal, he meant what the seal is a signet ring. Signet ring. The cord was a bracelet, which I'm gonna believe it or not, I was gonna get actually the signet ring and the bracelet before I even reread this because I didn't realize. The seal was a bracelet, all right, and then the staff was a staff. Those things represent your house. Now we're gonna just real quick think about how like I'm Yehudin. Like I came from this man's nutsack. All right, think about how fucking dumb it was for him to give the symbol of one of the biggest symbols of his house to someone that he thought was a harlot. Think about how stupid that is. Like, yo, dude, like legit, I really try not to talk shit about, my ancestors like that, but what he did was fucking dumb. Like, yo, dude, like, you gave up your, like, it was definitely made out of gold, by the way. Like, the shit was made out of gold, 100%. Like, you gave up your signet ring and your bracelet to fuck someone that you thought was a harlot? Dude! He's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why would you do that? Like, I understand you going out, you were done mourning and you were like, okay, well, now I want to have sex. I understand that, but like, yo, dude, like, come on. Like, come on, dude. Come on. Like, these are stupid things. These are really stupid decisions. Really dumb. Really dumb. And it gets worse. I was gonna pack this bowl, but I'll do both at the same time while I'm reading. Let me get on the thing real quick. Really, it gets worse. It gets really bad. It's really stupid what happens. And mind you, like she let's keep going. So he gave them to her and went into her, and she conceived by him. She had a kid by him. 19. Then She arose and departed and removed her veil and put on her widow's garment. So, after sex, you usually, if a lot of, not all the time, but a lot of times you go to sleep. So he was asleep. She was like, all right, let me get the fuck out of here. Let me dip. 20. Then Yehuda sent the young goat by his friend the Adulamite to receive the pledge from the woman's hand. He did not find her. He did not find her. 21. He asked the men of her place, saying, "Where is the temple prostitute who was by the road of Enaim?" But they said, "There has not been a temple prostitute." Like, what the fuck are you talking about? A temple prostitute? Like, the fuck are you talking about, dude? we ain't got no motherfucking temple prostitute over here. Like, maybe somewhere else, but not here. Like not here specifically, no. Tobacco. I wish I had weed. I'll get it later. 22, sorry. So he returned to Yehuda and said, "I did not find her. And furthermore, the men of the place said there was no temple prostitute." Like, yo, I didn't see her. And the guys there said that there wasn't a temple prostitute. You sure there was a prostitute over there, dude? You sure there's a prostitute over there, bro? Like, I'm pretty sure a prostitute would want that fucking goat. You can, like, selling a signet ring is not something you can do easily at any point in time because it's clearly stolen. Okay. Like, you can selling a signet ring is not something that you can easily do. It's obviously stolen. It's stolen. It's clearly stolen. Okay, or not even stolen, but taken. It's clearly not yours. I'll say that. It's clearly not yours. So trying to sell a signet ring is not an easy feat at all. All right. Because if you think about it like this, like no matter how you see it, like if the nigga who owns that signet ring finds who has it, there's a very good chance that they're gonna come for your ass, right? So you don't know whose it is, so obviously no one's gonna want to buy the ring, right? So 23. Then Yehuda said, "Let her keep them. Otherwise, we will become a laughingstock. After all, I sent this young goat, but you did not find her." So obviously he realized, like, okay, well, don't tell anybody. Like, he's like, shit. Oh shit! I just spit. It was gross. I don't know. That was probably from that. It probably made me salivate. So he was like, shit. He's like, okay, well, that's hers now. He's like, that's hers now. I can't tell anybody that I just had sex with a prostitute and I gave her my fucking signet ring. Like, I can't tell everybody I gave her my fucking signet ring. Like of all things, I should not have given her that. Obviously. 24. Like, well, again, I gotta go back again. Like, yo, dude, like, come on, yo, your signet ring. You gave her your fucking signet ring, dude. Like, come on. Come on, man! Shit! Your signet ring? Like, you trusted a random person. Like, it doesn't really matter that she was a harlot in this specific instance. But I'm like, yo, like, or that she was acting like a harlot, or if she was or not. But I'm like, yo, you gave a random person your signet ring, nigga. Are you serious? Yeah, that's my ancestor directly. Yeah, we do stupid stuff sometimes. Really stupid stuff. 24. Now, it was about 3 months later that Yehuda was informed, "Your daughter-in-law Tamar had played the harlot, and behold, and he did. She is also with child by harlotry." Then Yehuda said, "Bring her out and let her be burned." I say that anyway. 25. It was while she was being brought out that she sent to her father-in-law, saying, "I am with child by a man to whom these things belong." And she said, "Please examine them. Examine and see whose signet ring and cord and staff are these." Yehuda recognized them and said, "Shit." He didn't say shit, but said, she's more Zadik than I am, righteous than I am. Inasmuch I did not give her to my son Shelah, and he did not have relations with her again. It came about at the time she was giving birth that there were twins in her womb. Moreover, it took place while she was giving birth. One put out his hand And the midwife took and tied a scarlet thread on his hand, saying, "This one came out first." Mind you, just like for me, I'm gonna have a midwife because there's not gonna be any man between any of my women's legs ever, or you die. I will kill you. But 29. But it came about as he drew his hand back that he did. His brother came out. Then she said, "What a breach you have made for yourself." She said, "Actually, what?" She said, "What a Perez you have made for yourself." So he was named Perez. 30. Afterwards, his brothers came out. Afterward, his brother came out and who had the scarlet thread on his hand, and he was named Zerah. I don't know why Zerah. I didn't really look that up, but it's okay for now. 39. Oh, maybe we will be able to get to it. 39. Now, Yosef had been taken down to Mizraim, and Potiphar, an Egyptian officer, a Mizrahi officer of Pharaoh, the captain of the bodyguard, bought him from the Ishmaelites, who had taken him down there. 2. Yahweh was with Yosef, so he became a successful man, and he was in the house of his Adoni, not his master, his Adoni Mizrahi. Now his Adoni saw that Yahweh was with him, and how Yahweh caused all that he did to prosper in his hand. 4. So Yosef found favor in his sight and became his personal servant. His Ibad. It's okay, servant's fine. And he made him overseer over his house, and all that he owned he put in his charge. It came about that from the time he made him overseer in his house and over all that he owned, Yahweh blessed Mizrahi's house, the Mizrahi's house, on account of Joseph. Thus Yahweh's blessing was upon all he owned in the house and in the field. So he left everything he owned in Joseph's charge, and with him there he did not concern himself with anything except the food that which he ate. So he was like, "Well, you're doing everything. You got this, right? Cool." So he was like, "All right, fine, I'm gonna chill." Cause who wouldn't be like, "All right, yeah, I'll do all," he already built the house. He already built his own house. You know what I'm saying? Potiphar already built his own house. Yosef hadn't built his house, but he was in someone else's house that was already quite lavish, right? So he was, So obviously he was like, all right, so like it doesn't really matter. So yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let me keep going. It doesn't really matter. Now Joseph was handsome in form and appearance. We're going to 7. And when it says handsome here, it doesn't mean tobit. Tobit is the word that means good looking. It is when you're good looking, it means that you are. Good looking is healthy. If you're good looking, you're healthy. Okay. If you're good looking, you're healthy because you're doing things that are good for your body. But this word, I forgot the word. It's ipe. Pretty much, it says that he was pushing the limit he was at the limit of handsome. That means that he was extremely fucking handsome. That's what it meant. Joseph was fucking gorgeous. That's what that means. He wasn't just healthy. The motherfucker was gorgeous. He was gorgeous. Okay. 7. It came about after these events that his Adoni's wife, looked with desire at Joseph, and she said, "What was it, Shakab? Lie with me." 8. But he refused and said to his to his Adoni's wife, with me here, my Adoni does not concern himself with anything in his house, and he has put all he owns in my charge. He's like, "You crazy bitch? You crazy?" I'm literally just doing regular work and I'm getting lavish shit left and right. You out of your fucking mind? Hell no, I ain't sleeping your ass. He's like, "Fuck no, you crazy?" 9. There is no, and I was like, think about it. He's living a lavish life. He's in charge. He's the head nigga in charge. He can go if he wants to go have another. He can go get women if he wants to. Like he now has a fuck ton of money, power, and he's gorgeous. Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna take you. He's like, you're his wife. You're fucking nuts. And this is hallelujah. This is the reason why is beautiful. Why he said why he's not gonna do it. He said 9. There is no one greater in this house than I, and he has withheld nothing from me except you, because you are his wife. How then can I do this great evil and sin against Elohim? He didn't even say, mind you, like he didn't even say how could I do this evil against Potiphar. He said like you think I'm gonna just sin against Yahweh? It's like, are you out of your fucking mind? He's like, hell fucking no. So like it's beautiful because it's like he wasn't even thinking about, oh yeah, Potiphar has done so much for me. How could I do this against Potiphar? No. He said, Potiphar has done so much for me, but Yahweh set it up. How can like you think I'm gonna really like do that again to Yahweh? He's like, you're out of your fucking mind. Like I'm not gonna do this evil thing against Yahweh. Like I'm representing the creator of the universe. I'm not doing that dumb shit, you crazy bitch. Okay, like I'm not doing that dumb shit, you crazy ass bitch. All right, all right. 10. As she, I'll wait because I'll wait. 10, 39:10. I'll wait. Give you a second to catch up if you're not there. 39:10. As she spoke to Joseph day after day, he did not listen to her to Jacob. Fucker. He didn't listen. He didn't listen. Oh shit! Sorry. He didn't listen to her to lie beside her or be with her. 11. Now it happened. It happened one day that he went into the house to do some work. And none of the men of the household were there inside. Now it doesn't say it, but she probably like sent all the niggas out. She 12. She caught him by his garment, saying, "Jacob, lie with me." And he left his garment in her hand and fled and went outside. I mean, that means. Now, this is the thing. That means that she was trying to rape him. Rape does happen both ways. She was trying to rape him. Okay? She took his garments. She took hold of his clothes and tried to pull him into bed. Just because a man is stronger does not mean that a woman cannot rape a man. Okay? We are more built and we have, from what I can tell, we have more, well, let me not say that. Because that's my personal opinion. But it can happen both ways. And she was definitely trying to rape the nigga. Okay? And it does happen. It happened, did it happen earlier? It did happen earlier with Lot's kids. Lot's daughters, they raped him. So rape can happen both ways. Okay? 13. When she saw that he had left his garments in her hand and had fled outside, 14, she called to the men of her household and said to them, "See, he has brought in a Eber to us to make sport of us, and he came in to me to lie with me and scream." So I was playing that thing, and I'm just go back just from personal experience, because. Yeah, I know. I'm like personal experience. Like I'm handsome, and I know that and the thing is, everyone can do this. All right. So anyone new to this shit, okay, thinking whatever, like there's my head's not big. Everyone can do this. Everyone can look like this. So no matter, okay. But she's playing this whole thing because women have tried to do this to me too. See. He just came in here and he was just trying to fuck everything and he was trying to do all this and that. Women have done that to me too, okay? So, and it's fucking annoying. I personally want to break their jaw when they do that, when they've done that. I really do. Cause like that's my fucking reputation. Don't be out here saying like, oh yeah, he's just trying to fuck this, he's trying to do this. He knows how he loves it, he's just trying to get with everybody around. No. No. How can I do you think I'm really gonna do that against Yahweh? That's what Joseph, his example. Do you think I'm gonna do that against Yahweh? Like, fuck you, fuck your husband. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna disrespect my father, Yahweh, and fuck your dumb ass. 15. When he heard that I raised my voice and screamed, he left his garment beside me and fled and went outside. Lying ass bitch. 16. So she left his garment beside her until his master came. And she mad fake. She's super fucking fake. She literally took his fucking garment. He literally took his coat. Because he ran because he didn't want to get fucking raped. And then she played. What a bitch. She literally sat in her bed like with his fucking coat next to her, and she's like, doing that little weird like it's a fucking like got the cover like. So she was playing that. He was trying to rape me shit when she was a fucking rapist. All right. So mind you, this is why I hate when bitches. It goes both ways. I hate when bitches try to come out they fucking face trying to be like, oh yeah, he's just trying to fuck everything. And yeah, see, he's handsome, so he must think he can shut the fuck up. How about that, bitch? It goes both fucking ways. Okay? It goes both fucking ways. All right? Now, what Potiphar does in the next part, I don't blame him for it because that's his wife. I don't blame him for it. But it goes both fucking ways. Okay, just because a woman says something, just because a woman said that a man's trying to do this and that and the third, that don't mean you gotta fucking believe her, all right? I've dealt with this more than once. It's fucking disgusting, and it makes me want to break their jaws. 16. So the bitch left his garment beside her until his Adonai came home. Then the bitch spoke to him with these words. The Hebrew slave or servant, really. It's not, whatever. The Hebrew slave servant. Well, I guess she did say slave in this, but it's not a slave like it was in America. Okay, it was not like. Remember, he was running their house. He was running his house, Potiphar's house. So like, it clearly wasn't that type of arrangement. The Hebrew slave whom you brought to us came in to make sport of me, and as I raised my voice and screamed, he left his garment beside me and fled outside. See this bitch? 19. Now, when his Adonai heard the words of his wife, which she spoke to him, saying, "This is what your slave did to me," his anger burned, obviously. 20. So Yosef's Adonai took him and put him into the jail, the place where the king's prisoners were confined, and he was there in the jail. 21. But Yahweh, because Yahweh's always awesome. Yahweh was with Yosef and extended kindness to him and gave him favor in the sight of the chief jailer. 22. The chief jailer committed to Joseph's charge all the prisoners who were in the jail, so that whatever was done there, he was responsible for it. So Joseph went to jail, and then he became in charge of the jail. That's what happens when Yahweh's on your side. He's like, all right, well, you're gonna just go right back to the top. Oh, you got fucked up again? All right, let me just bring you back. This happened to you? I'm gonna bring you right back to the top. Oh, okay, let's bring you back to the top again. Okay, let me just bring you right back to the top again. Oh, you having it? Just bring you right back. There you go. So that's what you do. Give favor to the side of the chief jailer. 22. The chief jailer committed to Joseph's charge all the prisoners who were in the jail, so that whatever was done there, he was responsible for it. 23. The chief jailer did not supervise anything under Joseph's charge because Yahweh was with him, and whatever he did, that Yahweh made to prosper. Think about that shit. Joseph was in jail, and then he literally became the head nigga in charge. Like he was in jail, and then the jailer was like, "Oh, I ain't gotta worry about him." He's like, "You gonna take care of these motherfuckers?" Like, all right, well, I'm gonna just sit back, okay. So I was like, all right, yeah, whatever. 40, chapter 40. Then it came about after these things, the cupbearer and the baker of the Medaach. Oh, you know what? I didn't realize it. I don't know if you can read it. It might be kind of hard to read it, but it says Medaach. Medaach. I'm a Medaach. But if anybody knew, Medaach has three. Well, it actually has four meanings that I know of, and I'm sure there's more. But I'm gonna go just for three of them right now, just for understanding purposes. Prophet, king, angel. In this instance, it more literally means king. So 40. Then it came about after these things, the cupbearer and the baker of the Medaach of Mizraim offended their lord, the Medaach of Mizraim. 2. Pharaoh was furious with his two officials, the chief cupbearer and the chief baker. So he put them in confinement in the house of the captain of the bodyguard. Potiphar was the captain of the bodyguard. So he put them in the same jail as Joseph. So he put them in in confinement in the house of the captain of the bodyguard in the jail, the same place where Joseph was in prison. I forgot I said that. I could have just kept reading it. 4. The captain of the bodyguard put Joseph in charge of them, and he took care of them, and they were in confinement for some time. They were for a good little minute, but it wasn't. It was less than a. It was probably less than a year. Probably. I don't. It's kind of hard for me to say. At this point, it was probably less than a year, and there's a reason why. I'm not gonna explain too much by it, but yeah. Then the cupbearer and the baker for the Melech and Mizraim, who were confined in the jail. We're at 5. 5. Yeah. Do it again. 45. 40 and 5. Then the cupbearer of the baker of the Melech of Mizraim, who were confined in the jail, both had a dream the same night. Each man with his own dream, and each dream with his own interpretation. 6. When Yosef came to them in the morning and observed them, they were dejected. I don't really know what dejected means, but they were butthurt. They were clearly butthurt. Let's go with that. Or like kind of fucked up, like, yo, what the fuck? Because I don't know about anybody else. I know for a fact I'm not the only person that has like prophetic dream and shit. I haven't had one in a real long time. I've been having visions more, which is really fucking cool. But like, I'm not the only person on the planet that's had prophetic dreams right now. I refuse to. I mean, I could be, I guess, technically, because I don't really know. But it's kind of hard for me to believe that because I've been having them since I was like a child. So yeah, when you have a dream and you're like, oh wait, that dream meant something. You know, but I don't know what it means. You're usually kind of like, which happened. It has happened to me a couple times. But I figured out later, and there's always a reason why I don't know, or Yahweh won't tell me right off the bat. But it's neither here nor there right now. 7, 40 and 7. He asked Pharaoh's officials, who were with him in the confinement in his master's house, why are your faces so sad? Like, what's wrong with you today? What's wrong with you guys? 8. Then they said to him, we have had a dream, and there is no one to interpret it. Then Joseph said to them, do not interpretations belong to Elohim? Tell it to me, please. So the chief cupbearer told his dream to Joseph, and said to him, in my dream, there was a vine in front of me, all right? And on the vine, there were 3 branches, right? And it was budding. Its blossoms came out, and its clusters produced ripe grapes. It was looking all pretty, delicious grapes on it. 11. Now, Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, so I took the grapes and squeezed them into Pharaoh's cup. And I put the cup into Pharaoh's hand. Then Joseph said to him, this is the interpretations of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. Within 3 more days, Pharaoh will lift up your head and restore you to your office. And you will put Pharaoh's cup in your hand, into his hand, according to your former custom when you were his cupbearer. 14. Only keep me in mind when it goes well with you, and please do me a kindness by mentioning me to Pharaoh and get me out of this house. He's like, look, just please tell him about me. Please tell. I won't be here no more. So get me out of this house. 15. For I was in fact kidnapped from the land of Edom, for the Hebrews. And even here I have done nothing that they shall put me into the dungeon. He's like, I didn't do shit. I'm here. Like, which, mind you, if you're gonna be Zadik in this world, until our nation is actually formed, and I don't mean those niggers that are on the corner. Until our nation is actually formed, if you're trying to be Zadik, you're gonna run into shit like this. You're like, it's just how the world is. You can't try to be righteous in an evil world and not expect bad shit to come your way. But if you're gonna try to be righteous, you're gonna realize, wow, this is 1,000 times more worth it. Like, holy shit, this is way more worth it. Just fact. It's like way more worth it. It's like, I'm not gonna go back to being bad on purpose. You must be a fucking retard if you're gonna do that. Not after all the shit you see, it's not worth it. Now, once you know, it's like it's not worth it at all. I forgot I had tea. I should have poured me some tea before I started this. We're an hour and some in. Kidnap for me. Okay. 16. 40 and 16. When the chief baker saw that he had interpreted favorably, he said to Joseph, oh shit, I also had a dream. And behold, there were 3 baskets of white bread on my head. I don't know why it was white bread. I don't really understand like white bread's not good for you. I don't really. I genuinely don't understand why it says white bread. I kind of was curious about that, but I didn't take time to look into it. 17. And in the top basket there were some of all sorts of baked foods for Pharaoh, and the birds were eating them out of the basket on my head. Then Joseph answered and said, This is its interpretation. The 3 baskets are 3 days. Within 3 more days, Pharaoh will lift up your head from you and will hang you on a tree. And the birds will eat your flesh off of you. Yeah. 20. Thus, it came about on the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast for all of his servants, and he lifted up the head of, lifted up the head of the chief bearer, the cupbearer, and the head of the chief baker among his servants. He restored the chief cupbearer to his office, and he put the cup into his Pharaoh's hand, but he hung the chief baker, just as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet, the chief cupbearer did not remember Joseph. Yeah, he forgot him. And we're going to stop right there. Hallelujah. Hope everybody has a good Shabbat. A Tob Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. I also hope anyone that is watching this, I hope you're not just following along, because you need to be reading it yourself too. I'm giving more information on it, but you need to, like, if you're reading this book and you're only up to where I am, that's a big fucking problem. That's genuinely a big fucking problem. Like for everyone, for anyone that knew before, because I've been saying this for years now. If you're only to that point, it's a big problem. You need to get further than me. You need to get further than me. I'm doing this year. I'm pretty much doing almost 4 chapters now. I'm in a certain amount of time. I'm going to take a break again. All right. In fact, I'll say at a certain point I'm going to take a break again. I'm not going to tell you when. I'm taking another break from the reading and shit. But like, this reading is specifically just to give more information on top of what you should be already reading. All right. If anyone, like, cause straight up, there's no one is coming to. I've been saying this for years too. No one's coming to save you. No one is coming to save anyone. If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, no one's going to help you. You're going to die a miserable death and burn for eternity. So if you're relying on me to do these videos for you to be like, oh, let me just watch this one so I can see it, so I can catch up with them, you're gonna end up dead. I'm not your father. I'm not your father. If I was your father and I'm reading it to you, that's one thing. I'm not your father. I have no kids. Okay? I have no kids yet. Not yet. So, anybody, you should be reading it. If you're not, you're in a really shit position right now. You're in a shit position. Get farther than me. Don't speed it. Don't speed read. But at the very least, at the very least, if you are caught up to where I am, 'cause I know I can fly through 4 chapters pretty easily because I'm familiar with it and I have whatever. At the very least, if by the next time I read this for every week, if by the next time I read it, you haven't at least started reading a little bit further in past where I am, you're fucking up. You need to read past me where I am. You need to read past where I fucking am. I don't care how much you do. You need to. That's a guarantee. I'm making this way too fucking easy. If you don't read past where I am, you're being fucking lazy. And I promise you right now, Israel don't need no motherfucking lazy niggas. Like, yes, take your time. Yes, I go faster than most people than someone that's doing it original by themselves. But if on a week-to-week basis you were waiting for me to read it, I can almost guarantee you're not gonna get in. I can almost guarantee you're gonna die a miserable fucking death. Okay? that note, everybody enjoy your Shabbats. By this time, Health Without Wealth should be back up. The playlist should be back up. I'm gonna leave it up. I have about like 3 ideas for new Health Without Wealth, but I wanna rewatch them just so I can know exactly where I am. I don't know when I'm going to. I don't know when I'm gonna start posting again on Health Without Wealth. There's one idea specifically I want to do. For massive healing. For anybody, for really, really serious healing. Yeah. Health that will be up, and obviously all the other stuff. Again, to anybody that is new, this was for my family. These videos are for my family. If you want to join my family, and I mean my extended family, not my nuclear family, because my nuclear family is literally just me. Okay, so this is for my family. If you want to join the family, then I forgot where I was going with this shit. I completely forgot where I was going with this. I'm gonna start doing meditations again also. Because I meditate all the time. And I don't do the little weird om sound. I don't do that. Clear your mind. I don't do that either. Because why are you clearing your mind? It doesn't do anything for you. People might think it does. It doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't help you at all. It doesn't help you at all. It really doesn't help you at all. I promise you, it doesn't help you at all. There's no reason for you to have nothing in your mind at all. Why? What does it do? Like if it just happens, it happens. But like going on your way to do it, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. That means there's just nothing there. You're just empty headed. But yeah. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna put it. So by the time this is uploaded, Health Without Wealth will be back up. I'm gonna do a video or maybe even a series. I have an idea. I might do a series, like a subsequent series for Health Without Wealth of how to heal extremely fast. And meditations are going to be on the docket again. Because yeah, meditations really help straighten shit out. Hallelujah. Shabbat shalom, and I'll see you. I mean, I won't see you because I can't see through a camera. But I'll see. I see. Hallelujah. I see because Yahweh has done some stuff, so I can see and I can hear even if I'm not around. Hallelujah. I can't do like he do, but I can do some crazy shit now. Hallelujah. Because power is real. Only in this book. All the other anyone that says they have power is bullshitting. They just have tricks. I have actual power. Yahweh's giving me power. The shit that I can do is impossible without Yahweh. Talking to people from across the planet and shit without actually talking to them, fucking impossible without Yahweh. So, hallelujah. Shabbat Shalom.